everybody, and welcome to another Top 5 board gaming video. Today we are going to talk about one of my favorite things of all time, and not even necessarily about gaming, but today we are going to be talking all about food! That's right, today we are going to be talking about my top 5 favorite games that are all about food in some way, shape, or form. Now, I know that you're thinking to yourself, but Danny, you spent like 2 videos talking about how terrible it is to eat while you're playing games. And yes, it is terrible to eat while you're playing games. You shouldn't do it. But that doesn't mean you can't be playing a game and be like, dang, I'm hungry. That's totally fine. And so what I'm going to be doing today is I'm going to talk about my favorite games that involve food and drink in some way, shape, or form. Whether it is that you're delivering it, getting it, finding it, making it, whatever it happens to be. So it's going to be a fun one. I'm really excited about this. As always, very anxious to see what you guys have to say, what your personal favorites are. But with that, we're going to go ahead and get started with my number 5. At number 5, I've got a game that is actually one of my favorite games of all time. I really love playing it. It's a little bit abstract in terms of the food aspect. I am the one at the table who makes it all about food, though. I'm that guy. It's a wonderful deception game known as the Sheriff of Nottingham, or just Sheriff of Nottingham if you're actually reading the box. But suffice to say, the idea behind this game is that you are smuggling goods into Nottingham, yada yada, etc., etc. Not only have I talked about this game before, but I actually did a review on it. So if you really want to learn about it, go ahead and watch my review and demo where I explain how to play the game. But suffice to say, in this game you are taking goods of various sorts. In this case, they're all food-related goods, and you're bringing them into Nottingham. And so I'm the guy who's just like, oh, look, I've got all of this bread, and now I'm trying to bring some cheese in. I'm just trying to make some grilled cheese sandwiches, and then I'm like, well, I got some bread, and I got some cheese now, but I need some apples. I got some cheese and some apples. I'm trying to make myself a Waldorf salad, and all this kind of stuff. See, I'm that guy at the table. That's what I do. That's how I tend to play this game whenever I'm talking to the sheriff. In part, maybe it's because I'm trying to distract people with thoughts of food, and I'm trying to make them think about food rather than all the contraband that I have in the bag. But shh, don't tell anybody. Shh, don't tell nobody about it. But suffice to say, like I said, the food aspect to this is rather abstract because you're simply talking about ingredients. You're talking about like the base level of you have food, you are bringing food. But that's pretty much it. That's the end of it. The food itself doesn't in any way play towards the game itself. Like I said, that's all this guy's doing. That's what I do when I'm talking to the sheriff, because that's how I roll. That's what I do with it. But either way, Sheriff of Nottingham, my number 5. At number 4, I've got a game that's not necessarily about food so much as it is about drink. Literally. That is the entire premise of the game. The whole point is that you are trying to drink, but not drink too much. The game is the Red Dragon Inn. I myself have the Red Dragon Inn 2. I believe there's a total of 4 of them now, if I'm not mistaken. I have no idea. But suffice to say, this is a tremendously fun, crazy little game. The nice thing about it, the really cool thing, is that you can actually combine all of the different sets together so that you can have a big, giant super game and play with a whole bunch of people simultaneously. But the entire point of this game is that you are literally taking cards that represent drinks and you are increasing your drink meter, so to speak, how much you have imbibed, and then you are decreasing your fortitude because of various actions and cards and, you know, different things of this nature. And if they ever meet, then you're out of the game because your fortitude has been surpassed by the drink, which means that you are and you passed out. It's absolutely hilarious. It's a ridiculous game. The reason that it's lower on the list is because I want food. I don't want something to drink. I'm hungry. I'm sitting here, I'm like using my brain. I need to get brain food, and this doesn't help me get brain food. Instead, it just makes me go like, I could use an adult beverage maybe. But even then, I really don't want an adult beverage. I just want like a burger or something. But suffice it to say, it's a really fun, really crazy little game that's, it's great to play, really, while you're drinking, frankly. But shh, don't tell anybody. Shh, while you're drinking water. Drink some water, and this is a really fun game. And it's just a crazy stupid game. It's not really a filler. It's a little bit longer than a filler, but it's something that tends to be just a lot of fun. That's really what it's all about. Red Dragon Inn, my number 4. I have a game that I have talked very, very little about throughout the entirety of my channel here, but it really epitomizes the entirety of what this list represents, because it is literally about food, and you are fighting with the food. Like, the food is the game. And the game is Food Fight. The whole point of this game is that you are playing in 3 rounds, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And you have different cards that represent different aspects of these meals, and you are literally fighting one another. And it's absolutely hilariously stupidly ridiculous. My favorite part of this entire game is that the entire thing is effectively based on puns, where you have, like, General Toast. Who would make a toast general? That doesn't make sense. Like, it's just wackadoodle, right? But it's absolutely hilarious. It's the most... No, I think the donut is the general. I don't remember. It's been a while since I played. But either way, I mean, it's like food that has actual military ranks. And then, of course, the fun part is the dog comes and tries to eat you because it's food and it's delicious. But it's just... It is the weirdest, craziest, most exciting game ever. The reason that it's a little bit lower on the list is... For me personally, the game mechanics themselves are not tremendously good. It's not exactly earth-shattering in any way like that, but it's really just the theme that really brought it to this list. The art style is good, but it's a little bit odd. It's not something that most people are used to seeing. It's kind of, I guess, like, edgy or harsh is kind of a good way to say it, where it kind of... I don't know a good analogy for it, but though that's the best way that I can describe it. It's just sort of edgy and hard, and it's not cartoonish, which is what you might expect from a game like this, you know, because it's meant to be like lighthearted, crazy fun, but it's really like kind of intense, which I don't know. Maybe you appreciate a good juxtaposition. I don't know. Maybe you're that kind of person. I'm personally just like, oh, it's fun. We have rounds of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and we're fighting one another, and it's food and all this kind of stuff. And on top of that, like I said, the game mechanics are not perfect. There's a lot of randomness involved because you have to shuffle up the cards that you're playing and all this kind of stuff. It's just... It can get a bit odd, but again, it's not meant to be really taken seriously because it's a food fight. This is the definition of a food fight. It's not meant to be super serious hardcore, right? Either way, Food Fight, good game. Give it a try if you get a chance. My number 3. Number 2 is a really, really fun game from one of my favorite publishers of all time, Steve Jackson Games. The game is Ninja Baga. Oh! The whole point of this game is that you are playing as a delivery person and also a ninja. And the idea is that you are sent on a mission to deliver a burger to a specific place. And the idea is that it is a tremendously difficult thing to do. Like, it's a notoriously hard place to go to. So, for example, like delivering to somebody who's in the middle of an exam, or like on a boat, or, you know, whatever it happens to be. And the thing is that you have multiple ninjas that you're all playing as. You have characters, and each one has specific skills that they're good at, less good at, etc., etc. And of course, you're trying to earn money because you're a delivery person. You're trying to get money. That's the whole point. But it's just... It is it's a Steve Jackson Games game. Like, what else can you say about it? It's wacky, it's hilarious, it's fun, it's mechanically, it's actually fairly solid, and it's just a cool little game. I mean, that's pretty much all that you can say about it. It's great for versatility in terms of the number of players that you have. You've got a lot of replay value because there's a big stack of the different ninjas that you can play as, not to mention all of the different missions that you can go on, all of this kind of stuff. It's really, really incredible, and it's a lot of fun. It's just a cool little game, and it always makes me hungry for a burger for some reason. I don't know why. It's probably the ninjas. Either way, Ninja Burger, my number 2. one, I've got a game that is at number one simply because I like the food more than I like burgers. That's honestly what it came down to between this game and Ninja Burger. The game that I picked is Wasabi. Why? Because I love sushi. It's delicious. I don't care what you say. Now, Wasabi is a cool game because the whole point of this is that you are actually trying to make really, not famous, but popular sushi rolls. That's the idea. You're collecting the ingredients and then you're assembling them. And there are certain ingredients that are very rare, very difficult to get, that are for like the really big fancy sushi rolls. So for example, fugu or blowfish is one of these very special ingredients, things of this nature. It's a lot of fun. It's a crazy, crazy fun game. And essentially, between this game and another game that I was debating about was Sushi Go. Sushi Go is a very quick little round-based card game where it's like a tableau builder, and you're trying to think like Seven Wonders, but with sushi. Essentially, you're trying to synergize your cards with one another so that you can get points. The illustrations on Sushi Go are really, really great. But I just personally like Wasabi more because it's a deeper game, and for me personally, it's just a lot more fun. I enjoy it, and I think that it's cool because I mean, it's accurate. It's not like it's that complicated to really know what's in a California roll, but who cares? It's fun, and it's sushi, and it's delicious. But I can't eat the game, unfortunately, because it's not really sushi. It's actually cardboard. Just FYI. But suffice it to say, this is what I mean. Like, when I play these games, I actually get hungry for this food, and I'm just like, but I can't eat it, and I know I can't eat it. It's very sad. But regardless, Wasabi, great little game, tons of fun. Learn how to make sushi, sort of, at least learn the ingredients. You don't actually, like, do the rolling or anything, obviously. But suffice to say, Wasabi, my number one game about food. So that's it for me today, folks. I hope that you enjoyed my video on my top 5 favorite games about food. Like I said, this is one of these things that can really tend to be biased quite a bit, simply because what if you don't like sushi? Then obviously Wasabi is not going to be one of your top 5 games, whatever it happens to be. But these 5 I personally have a ton of fun with, and I really do get hungry when I play them. To be fair, I get hungry a lot when I play games or sit around doing nothing. Either way, games make it worse, especially if the game is about food. But suffice to say, it's a fun category. I really want to see what you guys have to say about it. I want you guys to have fun with it. I want to know what all you think. If you think that my choices are really ridiculous, do you think I went too far off base with Sheriff of Nottingham? Whatever you happen to think, whatever you want to talk about, please leave anything and everything in the comments below. With that, thank you so very much for being here. It was great as always having you, and I will see you next time. Thank you very much again for watching my top 5 favorite games about food. Again, this is just meant to be a really fun, crazy, wacky list, but at the same time, I do really want to hear what you guys have to say. Do you have personal favorite games about food? Do you not like games about food? Do you think that it's too tempting for other people? Anything like that. I don't really think that we need a philosophical discussion about food games, but hey, who knows, it might come up. Either way, as always, I've got several of my playlists linked up at the top of the page, and you can click the big giant subscribe button if you want to see more of me in the future. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter at DannyCGamingSci to see when I post more videos and start live streaming video games. But with that, thank you very, very much again, and I will see you next time.